Welcome to the Harbour Promenade in Oslo, where the big city meets the Oslo fjord. My name is Mette, and I will take you to the home of the world's most prestigious prize, the Nobel Peace Center. The Nobel Peace Center is actually just a few minutes walking distance from here. So, let's go. This is the Nobel Peace Center and is the home of the Nobel Peace Prize. Through the ideas and work of the Peace Prize laureates, we wish to inspire a better, more peaceful world. Here we offer exhibitions, events, guided tours and digital content. We also work as an arena for events and seminars related to conflict resolution, peace and human rights. This building has a long history and was actually an old train station building, built in 1872. But I'm really not the best one to tell this story. So, let's have my colleague August tell it instead.
Nobels fredssenter, vi holder til her på Vestbanen i Oslo. Denne gamle jernbanestasjonen den ble bygget av Georg Andreas Bull, sto ferdig i 1872. Vestbanestasjonen ligger jo her på Aker Brygge. Og Aker Brygge er et område hvor det har skjedd enormt mye, egentlig gjennom hele det forrige århundre. Og nå er vi i ferd med å få et nytt nasjonalmuseum bak Vestbanen, som er da siste tilskudd. Vi hadde Østbanen, eller Oslo Ø, og så hadde vi Oslo V, Vestbanen. Og veldig lenge så var det to separate stasjoner, og det kunne være veldig kronglete å komme seg fra den ene til den andre. Så du kom inn med Drammensbanen her til Vestbanen, så måtte du på en eller annen måte komme deg over til Østbanen. Og det kunne være vanskelig, fordi her så var det stort sett masse godstrafikk her. Her var det også masse biltrafikk. Det er jo noe som er helt borte i dag. Etter hvert så ble veldig mye av jernbanetrafikken inn til Oslo ble sentralisert på den nye Oslo S, Oslo sentralbanestasjon, som åpnet i 1980. Og gradvis så ble Vestbanen, eller i hvert fall jernbanedriften på Vestbanen, ble faset ut. Og i 1990, da var det slutt. Det var stor usikkerhet rundt hva som skulle skje med Vestbanen egentlig. Men det ble i hvert fall klart i 1995 at bygget skulle fredes. Det er jo noe vi er veldig glad for i dag. Det skulle gå 10 år fra den tid til Nobels fredssenter åpnet i 2005. Så fasaden den bærer jo preg av å være fra slutten av 1800-tallet. Men innsiden er ganske annerledes. Den måtte ha en oppdatering da det skulle komme et nytt museum her. Og det var arkitekt David Ajay som fikk det oppdraget å gjøre den tilpasningen. Så vi skal gå inn og se litt nærmere på et par steder der inne. Nå står vi i ankomsthallen til Nobels fredssenter, og her ser vi jo at det bærer preg av å ha vært en jernbanestasjon. Vi ser det er høyt under taket, det er de originale søylene står her fortsatt, og generelt er selve strukturen i rommet er ganske godt holdt i hevd. Og det er jo ikke så lenge siden, det er 3 tiår siden det var jernbane her. Så det er jo veldig mange som har minner knyttet til det. Så ganske ofte så får vi jo besøkende hit som kommer hit mer med en sånn nostalgisk tilnærming og forteller historier om da de tok jernbanen her på 80, 70, 60 eller til og med på 50-tallet. Nå står vi i museumsbutikken på Nobels fredssenter. Og det aller første man legger merke til her inne er nok sannsynligvis at butikken er rød. Sannsynligvis blant de rødeste rommene i hele Oslo. Og det er ikke helt tilfeldig. Det var et valg som arkitekt David Ajay gjorde. Rødt er en veldig symboltung farge. Den signaliserer fare. Den kan ha assosiasjoner til krig. Men samtidig kjærlighet, lidenskap og så videre. I tillegg så var det også en tanke om at det skulle være en slags vekker, skulle vekkes litt av å gå inn i dette rommet, for det er i hvert fall en farge som det er ganske vanskelig å ikke legge merke til. Nå står vi ved siden av Nobels hage, som er en utstilling, en installasjon, som vi gjerne kaller for hjertet av Nobels fredssenter. Den ble også designet av David Ajay, og det er et ganske spesielt rom. Her inne så finner du bilder, sånn levende bilder nesten, av alle fredsprisvinnerne. Selve rommet er også en ganske spesiell løsning, for du ser det er bygget et helt eget rom med 4 vegger inne i det gamle stasjonsrommet. Og noe av grunnen til det var nok å skape en slags kontrast mellom det moderne og det gamle, og også rett og slett litt av respekt til det gamle bygget. Så vi ser jo fortsatt det gamle taket her som er helt originalt og intakt. Nobels fredssenter er et eksempel på hvordan man kan ta vare på gamle bygg, samtidig som man oppdaterer og tilpasser det til nye behov. Og vi på Nobels fredssenter er jo i hvert fall veldig glade for å kunne holde til på et sånt sted, i en sånn bygning som har såpass mye historie, og som også er en bygning og et sted som veldig mange nordmenn og veldig mange Oslo-borgere har et forhold til.
Thank you, August, for telling the story of this beautiful building. When you visit the Nobel Peace Center, you are met by the 6-meter-long Peace Bench. The Peace Bench is called the best weapon, after the famous quote of Nelson Mandela, "The best weapon is to sit down and talk." Nelson Mandela actually said this 10 years after he was released from prison on Robben Island. In the same way that Mandela encouraged sitting down and speaking to your enemy, we hope this bench can inspire peaceful conversation. The Peace Bench also serves as a symbol of Nobel Peace Center's focus on dialogue. We host events, we invite students to learn the importance of dialogue, and we have written a book. In this little book on dialogue, we present theories, tips and examples on how some of the Nobel Peace Prize laureates have used dialogue in their work. You can buy this book in the Nobel Peace Shop inside. So, if you're planning to visit us, you're more than welcome to sit down, have a coffee or a chat with a friend. What else can be experienced outside the museum? Every Friday at noon, from May to October, a peace dove flies from the Nobel Peace Center, bringing the good news of the week. With releasing the peace dove and bringing the good news of the week, we mark that the world is moving forward in a more peaceful direction. Before we enter the museum, the executive director of the Nobel Foundation will give you a short introduction to the Nobel Prize and the history of Alfred Nobel.
My name is Vidar Helgesen and I'm the CEO of the Nobel Foundation. We're in Stockholm, Sweden, the hometown of Alfred Nobel. Alfred Nobel was an innovator, an inventor. He was apparently a restless soul. We do know that he grappled with big issues during his life. He invented dynamite, which was a very important material for warfare. On the other hand, he was troubled by war and he wanted to support the peace movement. He had medical problems throughout his life, so health was a major issue of his. And obviously he was a scientist, so he was keenly interested in physics and chemistry. And he had literary ambitions. He actually wanted to become a poet. So these areas of life was important to him. And when he died and wanted to leave something behind, he instituted this prize in those disciplines that mattered much to him. But it's not primarily about the diploma and the money and the gold medal. It's about the values that are inherent in that prize and the drive to do something good for humankind. I think young people have dreams about the future. Young people have ambitions. Many young people want to change the world. The Nobel Prize offers hundreds and hundreds of histories. of people who actually changed the course of history, changed medicine, who changed physics, who made us understand things through literature, and who achieved peace agreements. So across the board, you have great achievements that have actually changed the course of humanity.
My name is Nina Frank-Høyum. I'm Director of Exhibitions here at the Nobel Peace Center, and I am so proud to welcome you all to this year's Peace Prize exhibition. This year's Peace Prize exhibition is in honor of the laureates Maria Ressa and Dmitry Muratov and their fight for freedom of expression in the Philippines and in Russia. And what we want to highlight is the connection between freedom of expression, democracy and peace, because this is after all a peace prize. And it is a clear connection between countries with a high level of freedom of expression and a high level of democracy. Democratic states hardly ever go to war against each other, and that's one of the reasons why freedom of expression is so important for peace. Making the Peace Prize exhibition is an extreme sport. We don't know who is going to get the Peace Prize any earlier than anybody else. So in early October, we all wait to see the news, and as soon as we know who the laureates are, we run to our computers and to Mr. Google, and we contact experts, and we try to build our own knowledge of the field and of the laureates, and we choose the themes and how we want to present the stories, and we also choose the photographers. And this year we are so happy to have found local photographers, Hanna Reyes Morales from the Philippines and Nana Heitman from Russia. Hanna Reyes Morales has portrayed Maria Ressa and Rappler at work, of course, and she's also made a series called In the Shadow of False Lights, where she shows how Filipinos get their news through their phones. People spend an average of 10 hours a day on the internet, and the regular newspapers are behind paywalls, and people get most of their information through an app called Facebook Lite. And that means if you have access to how to manipulate the social media, you can manipulate the stories people are told. President Duterte has used this a lot in his campaigns, and it is affecting the public debate in the Philippines a lot. And this is one of the themes that Hanna has been working with. She's also previously worked with the so-called war on drugs, and she's taken photographs from the streets in Manila where people are killed as part of Duterte's war on drugs. And so her images are fantastic, and they tell stories in a way we can never do with our words. Nana Heitman, she has visited Dmitry Muratov at Novaya Gazeta, and she has talked to the journalists there. She's also taken a photograph of Anna Politkovskaya's desk, because the first thing Muratov did was to dedicate the Peace Prize to his dead colleagues, among them Anna Politkovskaya. Nana has also followed one of the journalists out on one of his reporting missions, and she's also photographed young journalists that are on the list of so-called foreign agents in Russia. Journalists that are put on this list have really hard working conditions. They have to put a text on all the material they publish, and they have to report, and they have to work under quite a rigid regime, and that is putting a lot of strain on the freedom of expression in Russia at the moment. And it was important for Nana to show their dreams, because the Peace Prize is about fight and hope for the future. The way algorithms influence the media and the news we read is a global phenomenon, and we think it's important that people all over the world are aware and that we keep discussing this topic.
The exhibition The Will to Change the World can be visited on the ground floor of the Nobel Peace Center. In a playful and inspiring way, it tells the story of Alfred Nobel and shows how the Peace Prize has evolved over time. From peace negotiations and relief work to nuclear disarmament, climate change mitigation and international cooperation. In addition to learning about the Nobel Peace Prize and Alfred Nobel, you can also take a test to find out what type of peacemaker you are and which Peace Prize laureates you most resemble. As soon as a new Peace Prize laureate is announced, we start the updating of the Nobel field. The Nobel field is often named the heart of the Nobel Peace Center. Behind the concept is designer David Small together with architect David Ajay. Here, all laureates are presented on their own screen, surrounded by 1,000 small lights. Here you can meet all the Peace Prize laureates from today and going back more than a century, all in the same room. Welcome to the medal chamber. This is a real Nobel Peace Prize medal. This particular medal belonged to a former Nobel Peace Prize laureate, Christian Lange, and the medal itself was designed by the famous sculptor Gustav Vigeland, who also created the Vigeland Park, another must-see in Oslo. At the Nobel Peace Center Museum Shop, we offer the important goods sure to inspire and engage small and big changes for a more peaceful world. The Nobel Peace Shop offers a lot more than souvenirs. By carrying unique and often handmade products from several different producers, it has a strong focus on originality, sustainability, and fair trade. Here you find products representing and in line with the exhibitions at the Nobel Peace Center and the ideals of the Nobel Peace Prize laureates. If you're visiting us from June 20th this year, you will be one of the first ones to experience our brand new exhibition about Fridtjof Nansen. 2022 marks 100 years since he received the Nobel Peace Prize. The Norwegian polar explorer, researcher and diplomat received this award for his humanitarian work with prisoners of war, famine victims and refugees. We can't wait to see you at the Nobel Peace Center. Welcome to Oslo.